I know you have heard the discussions about Generation Z lacking intelligence and the work ethic of their predecessors, or are they simply redefining what it means to work? Keep in mind, I don't support the past or present generation. To me, being human is not an option. But this is not about me, this is about the masses, a discussion about basic human intelligence. Keyword basic. Let's explore the hush truth of Generation Z's failure. I know that everything is always painted as a conspiracy until it happens to you, but what if it has already happened to you, and it is happening to you right now, but you lack the intelligence to see it, to be able to separate yourself from it forever? That's the ugly reality of Generation Z. So who is to blame for the human failure? This is a very complex question. That's easy, the parents. Okay, I know people have developed a very short attention span this past couple of years, but please be patient. Hang in there, you can do it. While the parents are the blame target, and rightfully so, this complex reason for human failure descends from an even superior entity. The creator God of the universe and his minions on earth. You know, the religious groups, scientists, politicians, technologists, other corporations who all act like they are different from each other, but really are the same people dressed in different uniforms, working to achieve the same objective. Human degeneration for the ultimate control. But yes, no matter what is said, the number one blame goes to the parents. Call it a conspiracy if you like. No matter. In your mind, you have seen the past, the present, and the future. You have heard it many times at schools, in music, movies, and you have seen the world change. And you want to grow to make an impact. You want to create your own legacy. You want to be somebody. It's a great plan, a great goal. It's the basic human quest for a purpose and meaning. Sounds very positive, driven, determined, very inspiring, right? But there is nothing extraordinary here. It's just basic nature. And so, with such ambition and determination to have a great future ahead of you, the great questions you have to ask yourself is, what's so inspiring about standing in front of people and lying that aliens exist when they don't? What's so inspiring about lying that you're a natural fitness bodybuilder guru when you're not? What's so inspiring about playing video games all day that could change the world for the better? What's so inspiring about making a 5-second dance video, a comedy skit or a makeup tutorial that is going to change the world for the better? Being a YouTuber, a TikToker, making a 5 seconds dance video, a comedy skit, playing video games, ranting, raging, disturbing and disrespecting people in public places, acting like you have lost your mind for attention of likes and clicks on social media, began as fun and games until it became your reality, slowly descending into madness and chaos. And now you're lost in a limbo, and yet somehow your thoughts have convinced you you're not lost at all until the bitter end. So many people will believe that many in Generation Z are seeking innovative ways to work outside the traditional system. Of course, and why not? Adapt and evolve. The past generations did the same thing. That's basic nature nonsense. This generation has so many ways to be successful at something. To be creative with the evolution of technology and social media. And there's nothing wrong with that. Except they have done it and still are doing it all wrong. Because they all fell victim to the matrix, and that is exactly what the parasites that run this world wanted. A clean victory for them. It may seem like you are pushing boundaries, challenging norms, and pursuing creative opportunities, and I'm sure you think that you're fighting a hard battle, but all you're doing is failing to see that you're being used and abused systemically in so many ways that you think you're doing something right with your life. You're vulnerable, you're a victim, and those parasites are laughing and enjoying every bit of it. This is a matter of intelligence or stupidity, logical or illogical, rational or irrational, reasonable or unreasonable, all basic human archetypes. You think you're not following a set path, you think you are creating your own, fueled by passion and determination. You feel the rush of wanting to inspire the world. Until you hear a truth that you never thought existed, that everything in the universe is already predetermined. That is why your inevitable fate is death. The individual must be willing to step out of the basics into the void of the extraterrestrial. If the individuals aren't determined to stray from the system demoralizing them, Degenerating them, these individuals will be the perfect slaves for the system, and those who run the system have succeeded on all levels, and the ultimate control is achieved. There won't be any resistance, sure. Generation Z can say, no, I don't want to work 9 to 5, 5 days a week. And that's fine, nobody ever does. Nobody is asking you to. If they are, then they are obviously well conditioned by the system. The point here is, if you're going to do something with extreme superior intelligence that the system can't enslave you. Do something with honor and integrity, self-respect and respect for others. Have grace, have dignity. What Generation Z is doing has nothing to do with any of that. Generation Z is rather showcasing foolish behavior. You're representing yourself in a manner that shows you have no discipline and respect, no signs of superior intelligence. And you want to be treated with respect. Modern women, feminists, complain that men are no good. They want a high-value man. They want a man who is over 6 foot tall and making 6 figures a year. They can do what men can do or better. That's all fine now. The logical question to ask is, what do you need a man for then? Obviously, you have got it all under control. You can pleasure yourselves with your modern ways and take care of your sieves. Why would you need a man, and why should a man want a woman like you? A woman who has no morals, no principles, no self-respect, no integrity. A woman who dresses inappropriately, exposing her private parts to the entire world to see. On top of that, you're a big liar, full of jealousy, sin and judgment. A very bitter and hateful woman. A woman who is ignorant in the errors of her ways. And that's without mentioning your OnlyFans accounts. My question would be, who do you think you are to make such demands? You're nothing but a woman? The same goes for those men who share the same personality and mentality as those women. Those men who call themselves alphas. You're all nothing but ignorant men, a bunch of vacuous, confused animals controlled systematically. But let's pause for a moment. Are these criticisms fair? Is it fair to label an entire generation as lazy or entitled based on the demands they make for a more balanced life? After all, Gen Z has grown up in a world starkly different from that of their critics. They've witnessed economic crises, layoffs, and the disillusionment that can come from a single-minded pursuit of corporate success. The answer is a resounding yes. All those criticisms are fair. Every generation has suffered tremendously. Every generation has faced extreme difficulties. Every generation has experienced extreme horrors and death. You're a human being, even though at your current state you're not considered intelligent, but you're not that stupid. But Generation Z is proving that when humans are given infinite opportunities and possibilities to make something of themselves, they will choose to fall at the bottom of intelligence, instead of striving to attain something far more supremely superior than their basic animal instincts. This is really ridiculous to say, because having a lot of options is supposed to be a great thing, as it eliminates difficulty. But Generation Z is showing that having too many options is a bad thing. So Generation Z has too many options, too many toys to play with, and so they have become ungrateful to their parents, disrespecting their parents and other people on all levels of disrespect, remaining completely undisciplined. Because of those many options, those many opportunities and infinite toys to play with, people have developed a short attention span. They have fallen to this systemic trap, and so basic intelligence is dissipating rapidly. People's brains have no time to process anything and think critically now. They are constantly supplied with endless and pointless entertainments, fast food supplies that's no good for your growth and development, new idiotic ideologies of self-importance, and mental gender manipulation of natural human biology. What a filthy, unfunny comedy show. These type of people will do any and everything, not for genuine fun and pleasure, but for the sake of attention. These type of people eagerly crave attention. They are easily manipulated, easily irritated, easily frustrated, stressed, depressed, easily anxious, lonely, and easily oppressed, completely becoming undisciplined. This is the ultimate victory for the parasites, for the demons that run this world and their God. The only individual who can write their own destiny is the individual who rejects all cultural and societal norms. This individual is a madman. This being renounces all that is created and its creator, all that is the body and soul, and becomes a superior, independent entity. within the matrix. This being, no matter what he does in his mind, he is meditating at all times. This being rejects all thought and emotional archetypes. This being has no other goal but one goal: liberation from the matrix. Even though this being may look ordinary to the physical eyes, this being is far from ordinary. All that exists around him will continue to exist as they are, but it will never stray him from his path, because his determination is far greater than the will of karma and death. This is the only being who can heal himself and conquer death. Indeed, only a mad man can walk this painful but glorious path. Generation Z, just like any other generation before them, are not misunderstood, but definitely systemically misguided and systemically oppressed. Human freedom can only ever be achieved when politics, science, and religions are eliminated. That would be beautiful if that was true, but the truth is, it's more than politics, science, and religions. It's a divine spiritual war, and the enemy is a very powerful enemy, a god. So what can an ordinary human do to be free without any powers? The answer is nothing but to continue being oppressed by the systems of the Earth universe. For those seeking awakening, true divine awakening is unattainable to anyone attached to this world in any way.